on our farm here at DHT, we use a lot of comfrey. We use it as fodder for our critters, chickens or pigs, whatever critters you got, they'll eat it. We use it as chop and drop. We use it as lots of things. We made salve out of it in the past. We use it for a fair bit of stuff, and we have a lot of it. All those plants out through there is comfrey. That's probably not even half of what we actually have. I got 40 down along the property line in the field on this side. I got around all of our fruit trees down in the field, and in the little food forest area in the field, I have plants. We probably got a total of 150 of them, probably, roughly. And right now I'm going to show you how we propagate to make more plants, because I don't necessarily need more, but I want more, so I'm going to make more. The best way to propagate is from roots, and that's how I'm going to do this. And I'll find the biggest, look for the biggest, healthiest looking one out of all of them that we have, or in the area that I'm working in. Not necessarily that we have. And I found the one I'm going to use. It's right here in front of me. This one right here. I'm going to use that one to propagate. First thing you do is you get your trusty rice knife. And you pull the plant back. And you pull it back just like so. And for this, I'm not going to feed this to nothing. I'm just going to mulch this area with the leaves. As you can see, this one has a really nice sized root. My hand don't cover it up. That's a big one. That's probably the biggest one I've propagated from yet. So I'm going to go get my shovel and I'm going to dig it up. What you want to do is you want to get your shovel a few inches back. You don't want it right up on top of it. I'm going to go probably 3 or 4 inches behind the plant and just dig down. And just kind of pry it out. As you can see, the root itself broke in a few spots, which is totally fine. It's going to grow back. Right there's a root off of it as well. No, actually, that's Johnson grass root. We want to get that out of there. There's tape in there somehow. I don't have no idea how that would have got there. But, so yeah, this here's the root ball. This piece of root right here is all you need. What I'm going to do with this piece to ensure that I get the plant to come back is just put it in the ground, bury it about 2 inches, roughly 2 inches deep, horizontally. Just push it down in. Now, in about a year or two, maybe less, I'll be able to harvest from this same exact root again. So now we're going to take this over to our greenhouse and we'll show you how we get them propagated. The thing we do is put it in a tub, and we use these tubs for soil and whatnot. And our soil naturally is just pretty much clay. Years and years of having good roots in the ground, chop and drop and whatnot, you can make pretty good soil. Our soil is definitely getting better, but it's far from being good. And right now, I'm just taking off the most of the soil. And trust me, I ain't hurting it by beating the crap out of it like that. So now that I have most of the soil knocked off of it, I'm going to get my garden hose. So now I can get it cleaned off in the bucket. And you don't got to get all of it off. I just like to get most of it. A good pressure washer would probably work better, but a good garden hose will work all right. So that's pretty much the root. So now what we do is we break it apart. We find the crowns that we can get out of it. And a lot of the crowns I'll just plant as they are. And a lot of the root cuttings I'll plant those in separately, and I'll show you how we do all of that. And like I said, this here is a big root. How many can I get out of it? Probably more than I'm gonna get out of it, mainly because, you know, kind of is what it is. And you'll look for natural clusters in this plant. By natural, I mean they just naturally want to be broken apart. You know, look right there. That right there is, you could break that off at the root if you get it apart at the root. For those of you that don't have a hori-hori, you need to get one because these are really nice knives. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a path that I can get this through and cut the root off. And that right there will make one crown. Actually, I can get 2 crowns out of that pretty easily. You could probably plant this too and it would come back. In fact, I'm going to try that. Just see if I can. These things propagate fairly easily. So right now I'm just going to go through and get the crowns out of it. And then I'm going to go through and take root cuttings from what's left. Which size that root? I think huge. Some of them crowns I'm going to let huge like that. I want to plant some more crowns down along my property line. Actually, these big crowns like this, I'm probably going to put right outside the chicken yard, where I'm going to put these big crowns at, like these two. So yeah, so that's probably about all the crowns I can get. Now I need to go through and get root cuttings out of this. So I have a lot of cuttings out of one plant. All this was out of one plant. We have some really nice roots. I mean, some of these are really like huge. I could cut that into several more pieces and be plenty good, but I will let that as one. Then we have some normal size. That's about what you want. That's about what you're looking for. Anything smaller than this is almost too little. You could probably make that a little shorter. But these crowns right here, these crowns, I don't know how many of them there is, but these crowns here. I'll just plant these directly into the ground. I won't even worry about potting them up. These crowns here, that's in this stack, I will put these in pots until they come alive and check out. But they got roots on them, so I know they're going to be all right. And all these root cuttings, I know they'll be all right as well. About probably a month-ish ago, I cut one up. It wasn't near that big. And right now I have all these comfreys out of it, plus the crowns, the bigger crowns. I planted those in the ground already. I have two. These two here is the only two that didn't do anything yet. So I had 38 out of the 40 root cuttings grew, and I'm sure them other two probably will. Like I say, it's about a month, so you're looking at roughly 4 weeks, give or take. So I'm going to start planting these, and we'll count and see how many we have once I get them potted up, and I'll show you how I pot. I'll show you how I pot up these ones and the roots themselves. First things first, I'll plant up these little crowns. Be the first things I pot up. And for those, I just got little square pots. Just same as anything else that you're potting up. You just fill it up, and you'll just take the crown. Just take the crown, just push it in the soil, about like so. And I'll do that 500 more times. Not exactly, but that's exaggerating. But there's a lot of comfrey off that one root that I dug up. And that there's almost to the point that you could put it in the ground right away. But I'm going to pot these ones here up. For anybody that gets into this kind of stuff, propagating plants and whatnot, these little cement totes that you buy, you can buy these at any big box store. You can probably order them online. You can probably get them at your local hardware store, concrete mixing plant, wherever, mixing up concrete in small mud batches. They work really good for this. So for locals that are in this area and are interested in growing comfrey, we do have plants available. The ones I just showed you, we'll be selling those as plants. We won't ship yet. Maybe next year we'll ship root cuttings. For people that want root cuttings, maybe come springtime, once they start growing again, we'll maybe figure out how to do that and whatnot. But we do have some potted up that's ready to go. In fact, we took some to the farmer's market and sold today. That's always a good thing. So just message us or stop by the farmer's market. We'll have your comfrey. And this type of comfrey here doesn't make seeds. It's not the Native American comfrey. It's Russian Walking 14. Our pigs like it. Our chickens love it. We don't have cows or sheep, but I'm sure they'd like it as well. We got 20 of these which is pretty good actually. So now we'll see how many of the other ones we got. So for the smaller root cuttings, how we'll do those, we fill up, and we take these, take the cutting. Actually, that in there is kind of long. I should just cut it off and throw that hair away. It won't grow anyways, but I won't keep it. But we lay them horizontal in the pot like so. Got a big old bird flying around. Horizontal in the pot or in the ground. You can plant them straight in the ground if you want. And then just about 2 inches deep. Then just put soil right over top of them, just like so. Now rinse and repeat, and keep on keeping on until I get all them planted up. There's a fair many there. Some of these are too small to worry about. Some of these will just end up thrown away. They won't be thrown away per se. They'll be thrown in the compost. But that's how we're going to do these ones. So I planted 67 total so far in the pots that you see me planting. And now I'm going to plant these bigger root cuttings and these bigger crowns in amongst, right on the outside of the chickens down along this area here. That way when they grow up, the chickens can eat what's going inside their thing. And how I plant those is just, don't mind the rocks, I just pull it back and just step it in. We have morning glory. Grows like freaking nuts around here. But when you're pulling weeds, you can always just throw it right in there. It lands right on top of one of them. We have 2 sunflowers growing right here too. But if you noticed that or not, but anywho, so then I'll plant these about every 12 to 14 inches apart. It's not rocky at all around here. That there will be a little further apart. Whoop. I don't know where the rock ends. There we go. That's a little further. That's probably 3 foot. But actually, I could probably take one of those small root cuttings and stick in there. I'll just take this root cutting here and put it in here. Whether it grows or not, being on top of rock, it's hard to say. But it should. But anyways, I'm going to get busy planting these because we got to meet my cousin and his wife shortly for some food. So we're going to get busy planting. So I just planted 26 comfreys, 26 more out of that same plant that you saw me digging up earlier today. 26 here and 67 inside. That's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of plants out of one cutting, one plant. But yeah, 26. And then what's going to happen down here on the bottom side of the chicken yard is these will grow up. They can't stick their head through here real good, but they'll be able to. A lot of these leaves will go through that, and then they'll be able to eat comfrey whenever they want to. That's my plan, anyways. If it don't work, it ain't like I can't just chop it off and throw it in there for them. Out of the 26 I put in, I would think all of them will come up because them's all really big roots. The 67 in there, there's going to be several I'd say that won't come up. I'll take you in there and show them to you. Some of them roots were really small. These last probably 8 or 10 was really small roots diameter wise. I just put a lot of them in longer than normal. But like I showed you earlier, these all come up good. So all but 2 of the 40 that I did earlier this year, probably a month ago, came up. So I'm confident that most of these will. But anyways, we want more compost or comfrey to make compost and other stuff. But like I said, locals, we will have these at the farmers market, and here if you want to get a hold of us on our Facebook page. Yeah, these we're not going to sell right away. We want to make sure they're going to grow first, and once I figure out how big the roots need to be, then we'll probably start selling them on our online store and shipping them. But I want to know how big I need to cut them first. I want to make sure they're going to grow before I know what I'm shipping. But anyways, I just want to show you how many comfreys you can get out of one plant. Of course, that was a big plant. That was the biggest one I've ever harvested. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. We got 67 here and 20, what did I say? 26 out there. So 80, that's 92. That's 92 I just got out of one plant. So anyways, till we meet again, take care and God bless.